For nearly 80 years, the US dollar has ruled the world. Oil is traded in it, global debts are settled in it, and central banks hoard it like treasure. But something's shifting, quietly, strategically, and it's happening fast. A growing alliance of countries is moving away from the dollar. It's called de-dollarization, and it could change everything. It all started in 1944 at a fancy hotel in New Hampshire. The Bretton Woods Agreement. That deal made US dollar the backbone of the global economy. Why, you ask? Well, because the US had two things. One, the largest gold reserves, and two, the most stable post-war economy. And then came the petrodollar. In the 1970s, the US struck a deal with Saudi Arabia to sell oil only in dollars. Every country that needed oil had to buy dollars first. This was the ultimate move that locked in America's financial dominance. As of 2023, over 58% of global foreign exchange reserves are held in dollars. Around 88% of all global trade uses the dollar in some form. That's insane, but it's starting to slip. Let's start with the BRICS nations: Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. These were the initial BRICS countries. Now, other countries are joining in. Countries like Iran, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, and the UAE. These countries represent over 40% of the world's population and about a quarter of the global GDP. In 2023, BRICS formally announced efforts to trade in their own local currencies. China and Russia are settling energy deals in yuan and rubles. India paid for Russian oil in rupees. Brazil signed a deal with China to ditch the dollar entirely in bilateral trade. The yuan now accounts for over 7% of global trade settlements. This is up from 2% just a few years ago. And here's the kicker. Central banks are buying gold like it's 1971 again. Over 1,136 tons in 2022 alone. This is the most since records began. Why? Well, because gold doesn't come with US sanctions. And this is where it gets interesting. Let's talk about sanctions. America's superpower move has always been sanctions. Cut off a country from the dollar-based SWIFT system and boom, the economy crashes. It worked with Iran, it worked with Venezuela, and it worked with Russia. Well, until it didn't. Russia got kicked out of the SWIFT system in 2022. What did they do? They set up their own SPFS system. This is some form of financial messaging system. China uses CIPS, SIPS in other words. And now, more countries are asking, what happens if the US doesn't like us next? It is this fear that America can shut down your economy with just a flick of a pen that is driving the de-dollarization train faster than ever. So, is the dollar dead? No, not yet. It is still the most trusted, most liquid currency on earth. But the cracks are showing. The IMF reports the dollar's share of global reserves fell from 71% in 1999 to 58% in 2023, well, around 59. This is the lowest in history. Meanwhile, US debt just crossed $34 trillion. Inflation is eroding purchasing power, and political dysfunction isn't helping confidence. And let's be real. If you're a country like Saudi Arabia or Brazil watching the US print trillions of dollars during COVID, you're thinking, Why are we tying our future to this? Even Europe is slowly shifting. French oil giant Total recently completed an LNG deal with China. You guessed it, in yuan. So, the next time you hear about central bank buying gold or a trade deal in rubles or rupees, pay attention. This isn't just financial noise. This is the sound of a world slowly walking away from the dollar. And when the music stops, whoever holds the most seats, well, or gold, wins. The dollar won in the 20th century. The 21st? The fight is just beginning.